So what's this?
Well, this is the RA reactor room, and what you see here is the block of the RA reactor. This is the research reactor, Russian origin, constructed in the late 50s, as all other research reactors in Eastern European countries of that time. It has been operated for 25 years, and it stopped in '84.
But the fuel was left in it, the spent fuel, some of the fuel rods.
The fuel was left inside the reactor core, but only the last quantity of the fuel. All the rest of the fuel that has been taken out after being burned has been stored in spent fuel storage room. You will see it later. So this is the transfer flask, so-called transfer flask, that we have been using during loading of our fuel that has been prepared for the transport. This flask has been contaminated with our water. Water in our basins is contaminated with cesium because we have some fuel failure and we have some leakage of cesium, and that is the reason why you have now some small...
So there's a little bit of radioactivity there?
Yes.
But we shouldn't worry?
No, of course you shouldn't. This is our spent fuel storage room. There is a connection between the reactor block that you have seen in the reactor room and this storage room. And inside all these basins we have stored all the irradiated fuel that has been used in this reactor. So from the very beginning to the very end. Over there, the area is contaminated, so...
Okay, not too close.
Up to here it is.
And so that pool of water...
Yeah, it is a 6-meter deep basin. We have 4 such basins, and
what
the
would go in
fuel
there?
was at the bottom.
Okay, so you put the fuel in the bottom there just to store it and keep it...
That's right.
To keep it safe.
You need water as a biological shield, so...
Okay.
And that was quite enough.
How much material was kept in here? I mean, is there a lot?
Well, if you're speaking about uranium, it is about 2.5 tons.
And that will be everything that's left from this facility?
Everything that has been left. There is no fuel anymore inside this building.
Is that a slightly sad day for you?
It is, yes.
Inside the containers, we have different types of shipping casks. The small shipping casks for fuel transport casks of spent fuel. In all of these containers combined, there's a total of 8,000 fuel elements, each of which is only about 15 centimeters tall. So you could carry it in your hand. And that's part of what makes it so dangerous, is because it's very mobile. It could be stolen and moved, transported fairly easily.
So tell me, this is one of the biggest shipments that's happened, is that right?
This is the largest in terms of total number of containers and fuel shipment at one time.
What's the fear about what could happen to this material? Why is the security so tight around it? Why is it being moved?
It's a high target material for 2 reasons. One is because there's high enriched uranium that's in here. But the other one is because there's small, especially this one with these small fuel elements in here. Those fuel elements make an ideal dirty bomb. So if you had a small fuel element that fit in your hand, which would be highly radioactive, but for size, and you wrapped a couple sticks of dynamite around it, and you could slip it into your purse or a backpack, makes a very interesting dirty bomb which would create havoc in just about any city.
You'd have quite a few of the fuel slugs would be in this. You'd have a few hundred maybe, or even in each one of these.
It depends on which container this is, but yes, there are hundreds in this container. When the fuel arrives at MIAC, what they will do with it is they will store it for a while in their fuel pools. Then they will remove it from the pool as they can get to the backlog, get to it. They will reprocess the fuel and remove the high enriched uranium fuel, or the enriched fuel. That will be down blended, mixed with other low-grade fuels so that it's much less than, so it's low enriched. The waste products that come out of this, the non-fuel, the non-usable stuff, will then be stored and then eventually disposed in Russia.
U 3 sata posle ponoći 19. novembra 15 kamiona sa isto toliko specijalnih ISO kontejnera punih goriva iz Vinče krenulo je na put. Konvoj dužine oko 1,5 kilometara u pratnji 250 policijskih vozila obezbeđivalo je više od 3000 policajaca. Koliko je čitav posao bio značajan, govori činjenica da su se te noći u Vinči pojavili i predstavnici državnog vrha.
Pokazujemo na ovaj način jednu odgovornost vezanu za čitav region, jer se radilo o otpadu koji je predstavljao bezbednosni rizik ne samo za Srbiju, već i za čitav region. I smeštamo taj nuklearni otpad na sigurno u skladište koje su po najvišim svetskim standardima sigurnosti u Rusiji.
U pratnji helikoptera konvoj je oko 6 ujutru stigao do Azotare u Subotici, gde su kontejneri pretovareni na specijalnu železničku kompoziciju za prevoz opasnog materijala. Odatle vozom do Kopra u Sloveniji, zatim na brod do luke Murmansk u Rusiji, sa broda opet vozom u skladište Majak na granici sa Kazahstanom. Pripreme za transport traju od 2002. kada je Srbija Rusiji vratila sveže nuklearno gorivo. U međuvremenu potpisan je i ugovor sa Rusijom o vraćanju istrošenog goriva u zemlju porekla.
Vaše gorivo je došlo iz Rusije, ovde je mnogo godina. Zabrinuti smo jer je visoko obogaćeno, što znači da je lakše od njega napraviti oružje. Zato se taj materijal u celom svetu sakuplja. U međuvremenu vraćano je 35 pošiljaka širom sveta.
Dakle, te radioaktivne elemente zajedno sa istrošenim gorivom praktično više nećemo imati ovde kod nas i nećemo imati potrebu za primjenom posebnih, skupih i visokih tehnologija za čuvanje takvog jednog materijala.
Inače, RTS je dobio ekskluzivno pravo da snimi transport i pripremu, ali smo zbog bezbednosnih razloga prihvatili obavezu da do dolaska konvoja na odredište ne objavimo ni jednu informaciju. Međutim, vest se dan pred transport najpre pojavila u jednom dnevnom listu, pa je povučena, a potom je plan o transportu tovara koji bi zanimao mnoge teroriste objavljen u skupštinskoj raspravi.
Noćas u petak u 2 sata kreće iz Vinče kompletan transport od 32 kontejnera sa svom pratećom opremom i vozilima. Ministarstvo unutrašnjih poslova obezbeđuje ceo transport potpunim isključenjem drugog vida saobraćaja do Azotare Subotice, odnosno do Naumovićeva. MUP obezbeđuje lokaciju pretovara u Azotari. Železnički transport kreće u subotu u 6 ujutru. Iz Azotare izlazi iz Srbije bez zadržavanja i preko Mađarske i Slovenije dolazi do luke Kopar.
Tovar je ipak bezbedno stigao. To, kažu nadležni, treba da označi i kraj jednog perioda istorije Vinče, koje sada treba da se posveti upotrebi nuklearne energije u mirnodopske svrhe.